So brings me back all the way to say 2007 is where had to, at some point you get in your life where you have to decide what am I going to study. So for
Right.
me, it was definitely something in economics because that's broad,
Yeah.
um, or commercial economics, but I didn't want to go into the really boring area of that. So I decided to
Right.
go for commercial sports economics,
Yeah.
which is a fascinating field. And I already liked sports, and I already had a season ticket for Ajax, so I was already hooked on the whole sports story, of course. And
Yeah.
the business side of sports is, yeah, as we all know, and the listeners also know, fascinating, very quickly changing. And this was back in 2007. So I did a program which lasted until 2012 with some internships in sports media.
Nice.
Then I went to Australia because I had a teacher that
Oh,
always told me, he went there once and he said in class always, guys, if you get the opportunity, go to Australia. It's the mecca of sports. And that kind of got stuck in my head. So that was
yeah.
indeed something that I was thinking, you know what, I'm finishing my program, what to do next. The Euro crisis was still hitting the market hard.
Mm.
So very limited job opportunities, as we know that the sports industry is very much following the ups and downs of macroeconomics, which we
Right.
sometimes tend to forget, but we're just a product of macroeconomics. So
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I didn't see my chances very positive. So I thought, hey, Euro crisis, where to go to? A non-Euro country.
Right.
So that was Australia. Went there, stayed there for more than a year. Worked there in at the Australian Open,
Nice.
at the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre, in Champions Trophy field hockey. Very popular sport in the Netherlands, a few other countries, and Australia. So, but that was fascinating. Learned a lot. Really learned how to, yeah, what fan engagement is basically. That
Yeah.
was at a conference. So that's why I like conferences like the one that we're going to, or if you were listening to this later, have been to,
Yeah.
um, which was about achieving bigger crowds. And it was interesting because I had, as a fan, I just said it as well. I had a season ticket for Ajax. I was always a bit frustrated, understanding what I'm studying, but not seeing it being applied uh, to my experience inside the
Right.
stadium. So I was literally constantly reflecting on, okay, I
Yeah.
study about customer experience, yet I go to the stadium and it's just a cold. You get searched, you get pushed through. There's nothing going on, seats are
Right.
dirty, etc. So I thought, hey, this should change, and this is something that my eyes got opened on this conference,
Mm.
um, which was indeed about where Manchester City was reviewing their fan experience. They were doing surveys, which I've never heard about, that football clubs were doing that. Were actually caring about
Yeah.
the fans, and that's where I met the god of fan engagement, Mark Bradley, with the Fan Experience Company. That's where I met him for the first time, and that completely blew my mind. I was thinking, hey, sponsorships is not what I'm interested in uh, within sports marketing, but this
Right.
fan engagement layer is something that I do really like and am passionate about. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I got. Yeah, that's kind of where I got into the sports slash
Nice.
fan engagement domain.
Yeah.
Fast forward a bit, then came back to from Australia, did my own consulting for 2 years full time. Then I kind of noticed that the market was not ready still, so I went back to university for 2 years. Went to AZ Alkmaar, and from there everything really started rolling.
Right. No, I mean, like it's very fascinating